Well, hello, everybody. I am here with the wonderful Cindy Schwarz, my friend from the USA, from Chicago, the CEO of EarsUp Leadership. She is also an equine assisted learning practitioner like myself, and she is also a wonderful Brené Brown Dare to Lead facilitator. And she's coming to our shores, our fair shores, to run some workshops with us. So we've one of the workshops that we're going to be doing is living into our values. So out of Brené's Dare to Lead book. And what we both have seen is how beautifully Brené Brown's work has such a synergy with working with the horses the way that we do. So Cindy, could you tell us a little bit about living into our values and what that means and what the people are going to experience?
Yes. So living into our values is a second courage building skill that Brené has outlined in her book. And I believe she's coined the phrase like operationalizing your values. I'm not sure that operationalizing was a word before her. But what we do, I work with a lot of values-based organizations in the US. So people are very important. They live by their values. They make business decisions by their values. And so we spend a lot of time understanding what that means as it relates to behaviors and not just the writing on the wall that you put in marketing. And that's what we do operationalizing them. So it's taking them from the concept of, let's say, integrity to what are the behaviors? What does it mean? How does somebody know that integrity is important to me? Yeah. And where the horses really come in and take this value workshop to just really the next level is sometimes it's hard to identify. I know I have a hard time identifying what mine are because I'm like, oh, is it this or is it that? And so we get to spend time with the horses and they help us find that congruence, right? The minute we sink into a value that's truly important to us, they give us that feedback ready there in the moment. And so it gives us a chance to really own our values and understand the behaviors so we can live by them and make decisions by them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's been really powerful.
It is really powerful, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. Sometimes you're not quite sure, where you kind of almost sit. What do you need to do to actively live into your values? And the horses present us with this opportunity to work with them to show us what that means. So for people out there who don't quite get what we're saying is when you're working with a horse, we're not riding them. So there's not the control of, it's always a partnership, I add, with riding, but of course you're the pilot up there. So you've got to be in control. You're actually working with them on the ground. So they're an equal part of your team, or we like to say little herd. You're a herd when you're working with your horses and with a horse and other people. Yeah. And it's instantly recognizable because these big animals give us signals through their body language that they feel safe with us, which is the biggest thing. So they might not want to come with us. That's a sign that they don't feel safe. They might take the lead themselves. If you're holding that lead rope, that they might take the lead themselves. If they don't feel they're stepping up into that role because we're not showing them that role. They may lift their head up. I mean, you see by my body language, if I'm doing this, I'm a bit like, oh, what are they saying? They might swish their tails. We don't have tails to swish, but we could do something like that.
Or tap our foot or something like that.
Tap our foot or whatever. So they give us clear signs, and that's a way that we can recognize that we're spot on with how we're behaving, that what we're thinking, what we're feeling and doing is all congruent.
Yeah. And I love working with the horses with the values because in a classroom, it can feel really ambiguous. And then we go into the arena, which is obviously another great metaphor for Brené's work. You're right into the arena.
Yes.
But you get a chance to feel it. Like if my values connection and I'm bullying the horse around or dragging them around by the lead rope, obviously I'm not behaving in that way. And they will be quick to show me in a very kind way. And when I can drop into what connection means to me, and when I mean drop in is like find it in my head, heart, and my soul, right? Then the horse is like, yes, that's what it looks like. And so then I can continue to repeat it. and I can take it back to my workplace, and I can start showing up as I want to, as I choose to.
Exactly. And I think
So,
too,
yeah.
you have a great point there of feeling it, because I think they're the greatest lessons for us when we feel what it means. Because it's one thing to intellectualize things and go, okay, I know I should be doing this to be more true to what I said my values were. But then once you literally feel it, you go, okay. So, okay, the arena and the horses is just an analogy for the life and the office, isn't it, really, and how we interact with others. So, yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah. So I think working with the horses with the values is just really profound, because it makes it real. It makes it repeatable. It makes it understandable.
That is important, repeatable, right? We don't want people to have
Right.
half a day or whatever it is with the horse and feel good about that, and then not to be able to repeat that in their everyday lives.
Right. 2 days later, go home and go, what were my values? No, you'll know what they are when you leave.
Exactly. It's visceral, isn't it?
It is. That's the favorite part about the horses. It really is. Mind body experience. It's great.
Exactly. Well, thank you, Cindy. That was very, very enlightening. And I can't wait for everyone to experience you firsthand. I keep telling everybody she's amazing. You're going to love her. So thank you.
Thank you. I'm excited to be down there.
Great.
See you soon.
See ya.